Hello and welcome to ChinnyVision. Their names are Philip and Andrew, and they sure play a real mean game of pinball. Advanced Pinball Simulator was, well, it's a Codemasters game obviously, by Philip and Andrew Oliver. Starting off on the Amstrad CPC simply because this is the version I had. I had it on a Quattro Arcade compilation, so well, about £1, actually about 99p for each for 4 games if you bought it at $3.99. And so you've got a really nice menu screen here, and you can view the credits. It's by the Oliver twins, and the graphics by Neil Adamson, and the John Paul Eldridge did the sound effects. Also view some adverts for other games on the menu. Jet Bike Simulator, absolutely brilliant. Typical Codemasters, and he hit it again, and he got the Race Against Time. And, well, it's got adverts for other games, basically. Fruit Machine Simulator. Apparently it's like the real thing. It won't take all your money away from you, will it? Pro Ski Simulator. Yeah, anyway. So we start the game, and what are you going to do? It's pinball, really. There's always a plot with these things, but and we'll come to the plot later, because the main thing is, this is a pinball game. So you press space to launch the ball, and I'm flipping the balls on keyboard. It's keyboard only. The ball does move a little bit slowly. You hit the flippers and you bounce it around. What you're going to do is collect the magic, cast the spell, and then go up to the top left, break those little things down, hit the, looks like a volcano, which will knock down the castle. I think that's what it is, and things will pop up as you activate the spell and cast it in order to, I think it's the wizard's axe you're defeating. We've seen him dizzy, and the scoreboard proclaims, written by the Oliver twins, I've lost the ball. Only got in-game sound effects, but they're quite effective as you hit the bumpers, and those things are called there. But there's little things where I've got to hit. Oh, no, I've lost the ball again. Last ball. Player 1, get ready. There was sampled speech on the menu screen as well. And the ball physics that are oh so important for a game like this are a little bit fiddly, and the paddles, or the flippers rather, feel a little bit small compared to the ball size. If you think of a real arcade pinball game, I think the flippers will be slightly larger in relation to the size of the ball that we've got here. Could be wrong. Flip the ball up. And yeah, there's only one screen in this game. It's not like Pinball Dreams. We've got 4 different tables. It is one table, and that's it. Oh, 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 oh. Nearly lost the ball there. It doesn't feel remotely like that was it. That's game over. Doesn't feel remotely like real pinball. Over to the Sinclair Spectrum, which is going to be ostensibly the same as the Amstrad version. Speech again.
Advanced Pinball Simulator.
More speed on the Spectrum makes the ball feel far better. I was a little bit waiting around on the Amstrad as the ball floats down the screen. Although this still feels like nothing like real pinball. Oh. Down there. Just where the balls drop down there, a little... What's the ball? I was going to say down that right little tunnel there. Sometimes a little flap opens at the bottom so you can lose your ball through the bottom of that. You can't, unlike Pinball Dreams, wobble the table either. When you drop the ball in there, it automatically fires out. And we go again. It's all about timing and angles, although it sometimes feels that the game is... It comes... See, it's the flippers again. It just feels a little bit unfair at times. When you play pinball in the arcades, it never really feels... Well, it depends on the table, I suppose. Unfair. You can usually get a good go at it. On this, it's... You see the ball heading for the gap. About 2 hours later, it goes through the gap. Oh! Bottom. Over to C64. Nicer menu screen on the C64. You can play up to 3 players on the game. It's only one player after the other. You haven't got multiple balls going around. Oh, I've selected 2 players. Oh, it doesn't matter. Right, okay. Ball seems smoother on the C64. That immediately the physics of the ball, while still not accurate, seem a little bit better. Partly because there's a little bit more speed, partly because I imagine the ball is a sprite. Oh, same problem as ever. I noticed CPS and TPL have usurped the Oliver twins off the menu screen or the status screen on the right. So I'm playing as player 2 now. Yeah, it's just got more speed. The ball seems to have a bit more bounce to it. I'm enjoying this a bit more than the Spectrum and Amstrad versions. It's just everything... It looks the same, ostensibly. The graphics and presentation are all the same. It's just those ball physics on the C64 that just seem to give this version a slight edge. And as you hit those pads on the left and right hand side there, if you get all 3, you start to demolish Zax's castle as well. I keep on saying it's Zax. I still haven't checked the instructions. Unusually for a Codemasters game, there is a port of this to the Atari 8-bits. Presumably looking for this menu screen ported directly from the C64. And this is looking like a simplified C64 version, but with more jerky and slower ball physics. That's not really a ball, is it? That's just a cluster of pixels. It's not round. It's just that little bit slower. It's not bad, though. It's not bad. It looks more primitive, but it's not too bad. Right, so I've got a vial thing that has appeared at the top left-hand side that started to fill up. Now, I'm pretty sure I did that same sequence on the other systems. The castle starts to demolish. But I could be wrong. I could be doing the things in different sequences. The problem with pinball games is working out what you're supposed to be doing, because at the end of the day, you're just randomly hitting a ball around trying to hit all the things on the pinball table. Now, I haven't got very far today, but back in the early 90s when I was playing this, I did get as far as trying to demolish or hit the volcano at the top left and get through those little green blobs. Well, I can't remember if they were green on the CPC, but get through that. It's almost like Breakout, where you've got to get through that section at the top left there. So you've got to keep on hitting the ball, use that right flipper on the very bottom tip up to that corner and trying to keep the ball up there. Easier said than done. It's very precise timing, and you need to do it on a CRT display, because with an LCD, because of the delay, and certainly on the capture, it's very difficult to get the timings of this exactly right. This needs precise timing. Just forward this on the Atari. I'm still playing, and I've got 44,000 points now. It's a little bit easier here on the Atari, partly due to the speed decrease. Noticeably easier to play than any of the other versions, including the CPC. Oh, well, was easier to play. Wasn't concentrating. Advanced Pinball Simulator is a good budget pinball game. It's not revolutionary, there's not lots of tables, but it plays solidly. It gives you a decent $1.99 budget pinball game, certainly for that kind of money. Plays well on all the systems. Spectrum and Amstrad are quite difficult, I think, but then again, back in the day when I had more patience and time, I did quite well on the CPC version, so again, perhaps it's not having a CRT and is getting that timing precisely right. Still a good game. C64 version was a surprise, because the Oliver Twins games, when ported to C64, don't always come off that well, but actually, I'd say it's better than the Spectrum and Amstrad versions. It uses the hardware sprites in the system, so the ball physics are actually better than all the other systems. The Atari 8-bit version is a port from the C64 and is a bit of a pale imitation, but if you want something a bit easier, as you can see on my first go, I managed to rack up 40,000 points without really thinking about it until I stopped concentrating. So if you find the C64 version a bit of a challenge, why not try the Atari 8-bit versions? For £1.99 back in the day, you really couldn't complain. You wouldn't pick it over Pinball Dreams today, but back in the late 80s for £1.99, this was a real bargain.